Whispers in the Wind, the tragedy of Bethany and DJ. The small town of Silent Hollow held its breath. A blanket of sorrow shrouded the community. Bethany and DJ, two souls brimming with life, were gone. Their story, once filled with laughter and dreams, ended in a horrifying tragedy. The idyllic facade of Silent Hollow cracked, revealing a chilling truth that sent shivers down the spines of its residents. Domestic violence, a silent predator lurking in the shadows, had claimed two more victims. The community mourned, grappling with unanswered questions and a shared sense of guilt. How could this happen here? The tragedy of Bethany and DJ serves as a stark reminder of a chilling reality. Domestic violence knows no boundaries. It can afflict anyone, anywhere, regardless of socioeconomic status, race, or religion. Behind closed doors, a sinister and often invisible struggle for power and control can unfold, leaving victims trapped in a web of fear, manipulation, and abuse. Bethany and DJ's story is a tragic echo of countless others, a somber reminder of the urgent need for awareness, intervention, and prevention. A love story begins. The promise and the illusion. Bethany, a vibrant and compassionate soul, radiated warmth and kindness. Her infectious laughter and genuine empathy drew people to her. DJ, charismatic and athletic, possessed a charm that could light up a room. Their paths crossed in the hallways of Silent Hollow High, a serendipitous meeting that blossomed into a passionate romance. They were the epitome of young love, their happiness a beacon of hope for the future. Their families and friends witnessed their love unfold, their hearts filled with joy for the young couple. Bethany and DJ's story was a fairy tale, their love a source of inspiration for the small town. As their relationship deepened, DJ showered Bethany with grand gestures of affection and adoration. He wrote her heartfelt poems, surprised her with thoughtful gifts, and constantly reminded her of how lucky he was to have her in his life. Bethany, swept away by his charm and attentiveness, believed she had found her soulmate. Their love story seemed like a page ripped from a romantic novel, their happiness almost palpable to those around them. Little did they know, a darkness lurked beneath the surface, a subtle shift in power dynamics that would have devastating consequences. Cracks in the facade, early signs of control and manipulation. As time passed, DJ's possessiveness began to suffocate Bethany. He would question her whereabouts and express jealousy over her male friends. Bethany dismissed these red flags, convincing herself it was love. As DJ's behavior escalated, Bethany found herself walking on eggshells. He began to isolate her from her support system, manipulating her. DJ's goal was to make Bethany entirely dependent on him. She clung to the belief that their love would conquer all. The walls close. In isolation and escalation of abuse. The idyllic life Bethany and DJ portrayed to the outside world was a carefully constructed facade, a mask concealing the horrifying reality of their relationship. Behind closed doors, DJ's controlling behavior escalated into emotional, verbal, and eventually physical abuse. What began as subtle jabs at Bethany's self-esteem morphed into full-blown insults, degrading comments, and threats. He belittled her dreams, undermined her accomplishments, and chipped away at her sense of self-worth. Bethany, trapped in a cycle of abuse and manipulation, felt her spirit slowly breaking. The physical abuse started subtly, a hard grip on her arm, a shove disguised as an accident. But it escalated, each incident more violent than the last. Fear became Bethany's constant companion. She lived in a perpetual state of anxiety, never knowing when DJ's temper would erupt. The vibrant, life-loving Bethany was fading, replaced by a shadow of her former self, haunted by fear and silenced by despair. She felt trapped, isolated from her support system, and terrified of the consequences of seeking help. Section 5, Deafening Silence, the Systemic Failures and Missed Opportunities. Bethany and DJ's story is a stark indictment of systemic failures. The signs were there, whispers in the wind that went unheard. Friends noticed Bethany's withdrawn demeanor. Family saw DJ's controlling behavior. A culture of silence, fueled by fear, prevented effective intervention. The tragedy exposed a community's collective blindness. Law enforcement lacked resources and training. The tragedy highlighted the urgent need for systemic change. Section 6. A community in shock, the ripple effect of tragedy. The news of Bethany and DJ's tragic end sent shockwaves through Silent Hollow. Disbelief, grief, and a profound sense of loss washed over the community. The idyllic facade of the town crumbled, revealing a harsh reality that many had chosen to ignore. How could this happen here, in their close-knit community, where everyone knew each other's names and stories? The collective guilt was palpable, a heavy weight that settled over the hearts of Silent Hollow's residents. They questioned their own silence, their failure to recognize the signs, their inability to intervene. The tragedy of Bethany and DJ served as a harsh wake-up call for Silent Hollow. It forced the community to confront its own complicity, its role in perpetuating a culture of silence that allowed domestic violence to thrive in the shadows. It ignited a long-overdue conversation about the insidious nature of domestic abuse, the need for greater awareness, and the importance of creating a supportive environment for victims to come forward and seek help. The echoes of Bethany and DJ's story reverberated through the streets of Silent Hollow, a chilling reminder that domestic violence could no longer be ignored or swept under the rug. Section 7. Echoes of Bethany and DJ, a call for action. The tragic story of Bethany and DJ serves as a stark reminder that domestic violence is not a private matter, confined within the walls of a home. It is a societal issue, a public health crisis that demands our attention, our action, and our unwavering commitment to change. We can no longer afford to remain silent, to turn a blind eye to the suffering of victims, or make excuses for the actions of abusers. We must break the cycle of violence by fostering a culture of respect, equality, and accountability. We must empower victims of domestic violence by providing them with the resources and support they need to escape abusive relationships and rebuild their lives. This includes access to safe housing, legal aid, counseling services, and job training programs. We must also challenge the societal norms and beliefs that perpetuate gender inequality and condone violence against women. This requires a fundamental shift in our attitudes, behaviors, and institutions. Section 8. Breaking the cycle. Early intervention in education. Prevention is paramount in the fight against domestic violence. We must equip our youth with the knowledge, skills, and resources to develop healthy relationships built on respect, equality, and open communication. Comprehensive sex education programs that address consent, healthy boundaries, and conflict resolution are essential. By fostering a culture of respect and empathy early on, we can empower future generations to break the cycle of violence. Educating the public about the dynamics of domestic violence is crucial. We must dispel the myths and misconceptions surrounding this issue and raise awareness about the red flags and warning signs. By understanding the subtle ways in which abusers exert control and manipulate their victims, individuals can better recognize the signs and intervene before it's too late. Section 9. Empowering survivors, resources, and support systems. Creating a robust network of support services for survivors of domestic violence is essential. Hotlines, shelters, legal aid organizations, and counseling centers play a vital role in helping victims escape abusive relationships, access legal protection, and begin the healing process. These organizations provide a lifeline for individuals and families in crisis, offering safety, support, and hope for a brighter future. We must also challenge the stigma and shame associated with domestic violence. By creating a culture where victims feel safe to come forward and seek help without fear of judgment or retaliation, we can empower them to break free from the cycle of abuse and reclaim their lives. Section 10. A future without violence, hope, healing, and systemic change. The tragedy of Bethany and DJ serves as a painful reminder of the devastating consequences of domestic violence. However, their story also ignites a flicker of hope, a call to action for a future where such tragedies are preventable, where love is not a weapon, and where all individuals can live free from fear and abuse. By working together, we can create a society where domestic violence is not tolerated, where victims are supported, and where abusers are held accountable for their actions. Let the echoes of Bethany and DJ's story serve as a constant reminder of the urgency of our mission and the importance of our collective efforts to create a world free from violence.